For me personally, it was very, very interesting because I'd been in therapeutic riding for about 10 years prior to our son being born. And so one day we went from being in the arena to working with kids as staff, and the next day we were parents sitting in the bleachers.
In 2003, Jared was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy, which was a huge change for our family, and I mean, everything changed. How do you deal with that? And you know, all the things you'd wish for your child, everything changes.
Well, in a sense, it shatters your life temporarily because you just kind of go to ground. You have some very dark moments when that first happens because your whole expectation of what the future will look like for your child changes in a heartbeat, overnight. The greatest, I think, things that we deal with are being isolated, fear. And when you walk onto that campus at MAC in that ranch, you immediately feel that unconditional love. You know that people are accepting no matter who you are or where you are in life. And it is freedom that you don't feel anywhere else. And it is a very unique opportunity for anybody who's able to go there. It's family.
Okay.
Muscular dystrophy weakens the muscles slowly throughout his lifetime. And so non-weight-bearing exercises are the best for him. So swimming, skiing, horseback riding, those have always been his greatest outlets.
So the horse is kind of therapy for him, especially when he was younger, when he couldn't do, you know, because he helped with letters and numbers and things. And the skiing is just fun.
Serious.
I like that.
I like to ski fast because I'm pretty good at skiing. It makes me feel happy.
He goes fast. You know, he goes as fast as these other kids. And, you know, that gives him common ground at school. He can go to school and talk to his friends and say, I skied too.
This disease is kind of isolating for him. School's tough. It's just great on the weekends. Growing up, my dad and I were really close. We were really both into sports, and we did everything together. Football, basketball, tennis, skiing. And so with Jared's diagnosis, I was always trying to figure out how I'm going to get Jared and I involved like my dad and I were. That's the beauty of the ski program up there.
I really like to do these activities with my dad at the National Ability Center. I like to hang out with him.
He and I can do that together, which is just a great father-son activity to do.
It's wonderful for the participants, but for parents like us, it is a gift when you meet people who are going through a lot of the same struggles you are, who have a lot of the same heartaches and also a lot of the same joy.
You ready to go?
It's always good to have peers that you can talk to, peer parents. I would say in an environment where you're surrounded by staff that kind of get your family and get you and get your kids. We have two teenage boys, Clark, who is 17, and Owen, who is 14. Clark was diagnosed many years ago with high-functioning autism.
We were so excited when we first met them to find out that the boys were the same age. So it was just a great experience for all of us to have those things in common and for the boys to be able to form that friendship.
It became our second home in many ways because I know Clark really was looking for a group of people that would embrace him. It's almost like Cheers, you know, you go in the the barn and everyone knew his name and we're like, Clark, Owen, you're here. And that really makes a huge difference.
I don't know what it is, call it the secret sauce or the instructors or the quality of the staff, but he has progressed much quicker through these National Ability Center programs.
Those instructors are gifted, absolutely gifted in the way they're able to draw him into those activities safely and he feels comfortable. So very, very unique.
Tell him to, you know, go walk into a wall and he would do it. I can't even get him to brush his teeth, right? So
hard things will find you, but it doesn't have to define you. And I think that that's the key for NAC in all of our lives, is that they give us those tools to help define how this is going to affect our lives. Gives Jared tools to deal with life and the changes that are coming and to enjoy life, you know, while we're right here. To enjoy this beautiful facility, the ranch that's here, to get out, to just have a great time as a family, and that is golden. That's a gift.
All the activities I do at the Ability Center are fun to do, and I'm happy that it's here.
There's many families who don't have the financial resources, and so I think it's important for those of us who do to give back, to get involved and make certain that the National Ability Center will be here long after we're gone and able to provide the same supports for other kids and adults.
All of these situations are gifts. They're just packaged a little differently. They really are, and I think if you change your lens and change your view, your life changes, indeed, every day. And that's thanks to NAC.